So, we're live, yeah? We're on. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. Welcome to our pre-match press conference for our Europa League match against Wolfsberger tomorrow night. As always, please raise your hands if you do have a question. We'll try to get to as many of you as possible. Following this, HeungMin Son will be our player today for press conference. We will start with Gary Cottrell. So, Gary, you're up first.
Thank you, Simon. Good afternoon, Jose. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon, Gary.
Can we get any team news updates? I guess in particular, Sergio Reguilon.
No good news. Is not coming. Is not coming.
Big setback or just not quite ready yet?
No setback. No. Just the process is not going as fast as initially we thought, but no setback. So let's see. Weekend, next Europa League match Wednesday. Let's see.
Sonny is doing the news conference, as Simon just said, after you. So we know, I assume he's playing. So that suggests a strong side in this tie.
Was one of the questions I asked to Simon was if the player of the press conference has to be a player that starts the game. His answer was no.
Okay.
So can go both ways. He can play, he can be on the bench. But the second part of your question, the team that we are going to play with is the strongest team that I can pick for the game. Last week we played, as you know, 2 matches in a very short space, and I had players that run more than 28 kilometers, and 28 kilometers on a Wednesday night at Goodson Park, and then Saturday afternoon at Manchester, more than 28 kilometers is crazy. So, of course, I would like to play with all my first choices, let's say that, and that, of course, is not possible. But the players that are playing are good players, are players that I trust, are players that the team needs. Luckily, not every player played 120 minutes against Everton and 90 against City. Some of them, they did less than that, 90, 60, under 20, 45. So these ones are the ones that they have to go.
Okay, we'll take a question from Jack Pitbrook. Jack.
Hi, Jose.
Hello.
You've been vocal about individual mistakes in the last few months costing the team. What have you and your coaches been doing on the training grounds to improve this in the future?
Everything we can. Starting with players receiving in their own phones, iPads, immediately analyze of all the situations, so they can read, they can analyze by themselves. Then the individual meeting, analyzing every situation and trying to improve every situation. Then on the pitch, like we did today, because we come from a little bit of a resting period, we managed to have today and yesterday 2 good training sessions. Yesterday they had a part of the global session. They had individual work with Ledley and the staff, and then today we had a collective session in relation to the game tomorrow. Work. That's the only thing that we can do to try to improve.
Okay, Ian Abrahams.
Hi, Jose. How are you doing? You all right?
Hello. You're good.
It's sort of two questions in one, really. First of all, how much pressure do you feel going into this tie with the recent run of results? And secondly, with the games being played in the competition, some at home grounds, some not at home grounds, do you think the away goal rule should have been scrapped for the rest of this competition?
I start on the second question, and I forgot already the first because I focused on the second. What was the first?
About recent results.
Yeah. My opinion is not important. The important thing are the rules. There are the decision makers, and we have to accept the rules. If this tie is played one match, let's say, in neutral stadium, and another one in our stadium, probably they will feel a little bit. They will feel that is a little bit unfair because it's two legs, and normally two legs is one home, one away. But the rules are the rules. Many times I disagree with rules. Other times I agree with them. But you just have to accept the way it is, and I don't think my opinion is important unless there is a discussion, an official discussion with the institutions, and then I will be happy to give my opinion. But in this moment, my opinion means nothing. In relation to the pressure for this game, I don't feel any pressure. I feel big responsibility, which is a complete different thing, and is much better than pressure. I think this is about responsibility, ambition, and motivation, not about pressure. And spoke with the players today about that, and we'll speak again tonight in the meeting we have before dinner. And it's about responsibility, motivation, and ambition. It's a very long competition. For us, will be already the 10th match that we play in Europa League, which is crazy because we didn't even arrive to half of the competition. It's a very difficult competition to win for all these reasons, but it's a competition that we must have the ambition to win it, the motivation to win it, and the responsibility to go tomorrow with a strong team to try to get an important result. So in the next draw, we are there again.
Okay, Jonathan Ville.
Hi, Jose. Just on that then, do you think that winning the Europa League is the club's best chance of making it into the Champions League next season?
It's difficult in any case, but it's possible in both cases. The fourth position in the Premier League is, of course, very difficult, but is mathematically possible. And last season we were in a very, very, very bad position to try to get into Europa League spot, and in the end we made it. We made it in the last minute of the last game, but we made it. And our motivation last season was, while mathematically is possible, we have to go. And I remember that we were coming from a 3-1 defeat, if I'm not wrong, against Sheffield, and even with that defeat that looked crucial in that moment of the season, mathematically was possible. We chased it until the last game, which is the same thing that we are going to do. Europa League, there are incredible number of matches. We are, as I was saying, going to the 10th, and we are not even in the last 16. We are in the last 32. So long competition. very good teams. Very good teams. You just look to the English teams that are in the competition, and you realize how strong the competition can be. But it's open. We are one of the 32 teams that has a chance to win it, and we are going to try.
Okay, Adrian Kajumba.
Hi, Jose. I just wanted to go back to what you were saying earlier about the strength of the team. Joe Hart's played the majority of the games in the Europa League so far, but from what you were saying earlier on, it sounds like Hugo Lloris being goal tomorrow. And I just wondered, connected to that, what you made of some of his recent displays and the criticism he's received for some of the goals that have been conceded.
Well, when a player is a top player, it's not because of one mistake or two or three that is not a top player anymore. Okay, that's for me the most important thing. I shouldn't speak about him because he's not my goalkeeper, but I don't think he will take it on the wrong side. For me, Alisson is one of the top 5 best goalkeepers in the world. And in the last couple of matches, not yesterday, but in the previous matches, he made big mistakes. But he is one, in my opinion, one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the world. And Hugo is the same. He's an amazing goalkeeper that is performing super consistently since he recovered from that fracture. So since then, on my time here, he's playing so well. And if he had responsibility in one or another goal that we conceded recently, for me, he's still the same goalkeeper. Is my number 1 choice, and he has all my trust, all my confidence. In Joe Hart case, I have also to say that I'm happy that he played already, if I'm not wrong, 9 matches this season, which, if I'm not wrong, is more than what he played in the previous 2 seasons. So in half of the season here, I believe that he played more matches than in the previous 2 seasons, which is also very, very good. He's a goalkeeper that I totally trust too.
Okay, we've got time for 3 more, so apologies I won't be able to get to everyone. We will start with Jerry Cox.
Hi, Jose. Sonny is coming up later. He started the season really well, scoring a lot, but I think he's only got 1 in 10 in the past 10 games. Is that some element of tiredness, or do you just think that's the way it goes with strikers sometimes?
First of all, he's not a striker. He scores like a striker, but he's not a striker. He's a winger. So that makes even more remarkable the number of goals that he scores. In the last 2 matches, he was one of the guys that had more than 28 kilometers. In the 120 minutes against Everton and the 90 against City, he ran more than 28 kilometers. For people that never played football, people maybe can say, oh, that's roughly half of a marathon. So if the marathon guys, they can run the double of that, why shouldn't they? But football is not athletics. Football is very, very hard. The intensity, the change of intensity, the high intensity, the sprinting is absolutely incredible what Sonny and other guys they did. So it's not a surprise for me that he pays a little bit the price of it. That's the reality of things. But so happy with what he does for the team. So happy with his contribution. And I repeat, he is in the middle of the stats with other guys that play as as strikers, but he's not a striker. So he's even more remarkable.
Okay, Ali Gold, and then we'll have one more. Ali.
Hey there, Jose.
Hey.
You just, a bit earlier on, you mentioned Lida King there, working with the players, and obviously we see him on a match day going through drills with the players before the game. I just wondered how he's developing as a young coach under you this season.
It's just the beginning for him. When he stopped playing football, of course, his career in the club went in another direction. Didn't go immediately to the coaching side, to the pitch side. Went in different areas, so he was not developing as a coach. So for him was really the beginning. He never had that chance that we gave him this season. I'm happy. I'm happy with the man, and I'm happy with the coach, and I couldn't be more happy with the opportunity that we gave him. First of all, because he just loves it. He wants to learn. He feels he can develop. I'm very happy with Ledley, and all my other assistants. They also like to work with him because he's such a nice guy.
Okay, we'll finish with the only Austrian journalist that's actually on this press conference today, Marcus Sebastian. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, but I'm just unmuting you now. Marcus.
Yes, of course, you pronounced it well. Senor Mourinho, greetings from Austria. Can you tell us anything about the strengths and weaknesses you see in the Wolfsberger team? And did you know any of their players before the draw?
Well, to tell you the strengths and the weaknesses, I would like also to know what the coach thinks about us. And I don't think he's going to do that analyze for me, so I'm not going to do that analyze for him. The only thing that I can say is that I deeply respect them. And I analyzed so many matches in Europa League and, of course, in the Austrian League, because I respect them. Some people can forget, but I don't, especially because I played recently against CSKA Moscow and against Feyenoord. So to be able to beat Feyenoord the way they did it, and to beat CSKA in Moscow the way they did it, tells a lot about the potential of the team. We played recently in Europa League another Austrian team that brought us, of course, into the analyze of the league and the profile of the teams and the profile of the players. And I deeply respect them. I knew a couple of the players before, but now I know them all. And that's the utmost respect that you can give to an opponent is to say that now I know them all. I watch them play in so many matches. And it's not going to be easy for us, but is our responsibility and our motivation, not just to win the tie, which is, of course, the most important thing. The most important thing is that Wednesday night we qualify, but we are going to try to win both matches and qualify with some security. That's the ambition for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Take care.